some type of box or put Donda in a box, that they're really showing their level of ignorance. They're putting themselves in a box. And, you know, people can write all they want, but what are people doing? And if there's anybody that's out there doing, they know how hard it is to actually do. And I'm like a motivation of the doers. If everything I did failed, which it doesn't, it actually succeeds. But if everything I did failed, just the fact that I'm willing to fail is an inspiration. People are so scared to lose that they don't even try. Like, one thing that people can't say is they can't say, I'm not trying. And I'm not trying my hardest, and I'm not trying to do it the best way that I know how with what little information I get. And I have so many companies that like dedicate a certain amount.
I don't care what personal philosophy you got made up for Kanye, bro. That dude a GOAT. No, none of us know him personally, so. It's my life, my life. Yo, what's the deal? I'm LATWAN. And here and in this video, we got Kanye talking about basically it's two things that he was talking about. It was about how he's not afraid to fail, and another thing was basically about how he's the motivation for the doers. I'm gonna touch on both of those. The first one I'm gonna touch on is the make sure you subscribe, make sure you like and all that good stuff. But we're gonna get the show rolling. But the first one I'm gonna really want to touch on as far as the part where he was talking about how the people that's doing, they know how hard it is to do. And I can't even imagine, you know what I'm saying, the stages of the things that Kanye has had to go through, like, because to get to where he is in his career, I understand there's some things that he had to do, you know what I'm saying, and had to partake in that I can't even fathom. But on a minute level of, you know, of my perception of where I'm seeing, like, it is hard to do, you know what I'm saying? And most certainly it's just hard to even start doing, because you, just like you said, you're so scared to fail. You're so worried about what other people are gonna think about you. And people can sit up and try to play tough and act like they don't, you know, that don't cross their mind when they post stuff. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. You're not that tough, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, it's not, some people let it affect them, but I feel like we all just naturally do it. You know what I'm saying? We all naturally just think about, okay, if I do this, what are people gonna think about it? The majority of the people, they gonna go with whatever they gotta do to make sure that the people, you know what I'm saying? But that goes into failing, you know, and it's a lot of stuff. Like, when you starting something, it don't matter what it is, you know, it ain't gotta be no business. Like, this is just pertaining to anything in life. When you start at the beginning, you gonna fail a lot. I know when I started driving a car, I was hitting the brakes hard as hell. It took me a while to become accustomed to driving a car. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like you can just apply this to a lot of stuff outside of just like business and stuff. Cause like I said, this is like a life lesson in the video. It's just like, you gotta do it though. If you're a person and you got something that you want to do, you got to do it. But you got to expect that you're going to fail, but you can't have the mindset of, I'm going to fail and that's going to make me worse. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the mindset of failing actually makes you better. And that's what that's what I'm learning as I'm going and I'm pushing through, and I'm not worried about, okay, I ain't got this many likes. Like, I'm not even worried about that. Like, the average person, I got umpteen videos up, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even worried about what the likes are. Like, yeah, I look at them, but it's not something that I just harp on, and because it's just like, you got to continue to keep doing, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep doing, and just keep going, because you just never know. You know, all it takes is one video, all it takes is one song, all it takes is one book, all it takes is one artwork. If you're a person that draws, all it takes is one. And, you know, people, we don't think like that. We just think about, oh, it has to be this time when we do stuff. So we gotta, to touch base on the second part, it's a lot of people that, like, we are afraid to fail. You know what I'm saying? We rather just stay comfortable. And because in that comfortability, you ain't gotta worry about failing. Like, you're gonna be stagnant, you know what I'm saying? But stagnant it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's not necessarily a good thing, but it just is. So you're gonna be stagnant. You ain't really gotta worry about having big downs, and you ain't really gotta worry about having big ups. You kind of can gauge and what to expect in your life when you live in a stagnant life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why a lot of people, they won't take chances, because the bigger chances you take, it's the bigger chances of you taking a loss. And to be able to take losses, that's a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not mentally, strong mentally, you're not gonna be able to take losses in life, because it's just not like big losses, and you're not gonna be able to take risks. And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, that goes with getting rich. Like, because nobody that we know, whether you know them personally, a celebrity or whatever, none of them people got there just because, you know what I'm saying, especially as far as an African American community. None of them people were handed down that they had to go do what they had to go do, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of ways to make money legally and illegally. So that ain't even no point even talking about that. But they had to go do something, you know what I'm saying? And while they're doing that, they know in the back of their mind that potentially I could fail from this, but it's something that I want so bad that I'm gonna continue to do it, and I'm not afraid of failing. It's just, okay, if I fail, I'm gonna take that failure as a lesson, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward, instead of taking that failure as a chink off your armor or some shit, and it's making you weaker, when it really don't. You know what I'm saying? I learned that through life, like a lot of stuff in hindsight, when I have been thinking about stuff that has happened to me in hindsight, all the stuff that I thought was bad, it was actually good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing, it wasn't what I thought it was. I was making it more than what it actually was, you know what I'm saying, at that time. But we just gotta learn how to face failure. And I mean, failure is not that bad, man. Especially like when you are controlling your failure, because the failure that really hurts is that failure that just comes out of nowhere, like deaths and stuff. Like, that's like a feeling of failure, like death and stuff like that. But you can't control that. But like stuff where we got like bills and where we gonna be at 20 years, like we can control it. You know what I'm saying? So it's on you, man. We just gotta realize it's on us. And either when you do, it's gonna be times that you fail, but you gotta continue to know that you doing this, because it's gonna be just like you failed. There's gonna be times you win. So that's food for thought. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, and you do the dishes.